Now, you might have heard of CBT, or cognitive behavioural therapy. It's offered by the NHS and it is an effective way of treating anxiety and depression. Metacognitive therapy is a newer approach and is seemingly more effective in treating a range of mental health issues, including anxiety and depression. Right, story time. Overthinking and rumination has always been a big problem for me. This started at the age of 16, where I would have a worry or a thought that I didn't like. For example, you're stood next to a cliff on a mountain and your brain goes, jump! Now, everyone gets these thoughts, and although fun, they don't mean anything. I would then sort of try and solve it in my head and reassure myself that that isn't something that I wanted to act on. In my prime, ironically, around 2012, I could sit in my room and ruminate for 6, 7, 8 hours a day, which was unbelievably shit and ruined my life as I got severely depressed. And it wasn't all bad, as I started making YouTube videos much more instead of going outside. And I turned out all right. I've done lots of forms of therapy over the years, and so I'm really quite experienced to give some advice to anyone who is in the same position I was 12 years ago. Now, it comes down to individual differences and preferences on what therapy works best for people. CBT, as I mentioned, is very good at helping people challenge unhelpful thoughts and change their responses to them. MCT, this other therapy that's newer and the one that I'm spamming you with, is based on the theory that responding to intrusive thoughts by worrying, ruminating, and focusing on the feeling of threat backfires and makes the emotional distress even worse. In my circumstance, thinking about a thought again and again and again until I felt safe prevented it from just disappearing naturally, which is what the human brain is pretty good at doing most of the time, and just made the thoughts come back even stronger. And this can happen with any thought, relationship worries, health anxiety, anything. Any thought can be treated in the same way, and how you treat it determines your perception of reality and how you feel. Worrying is largely pointless and is a total waste of your finite time on Earth. Spending 24 hours behind George Clarkey's bottom is a much better option. Anyway, MCT is not currently free on the NHS or anything, so you do have to go private, and it is expensive, but you can get it quickly, and if you can afford it, what better thing is there to spend money on? Literally your happiness. I'll leave all the relevant links and research in the description, as well as the site of how to book therapy. And I do just want to stress I'm not making money from this or anything. I'm just trying to share a bit of advice on something that has genuinely changed my life more than I could have ever believed.